Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Song.
Good day, Gypsy Nation. Welcome to your 2025 NFL predictions. God bless each and every one of you who joins in and everyone abroad. Here is my social media in case you want to check me out. X, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook and Snapchat, even though I don't use Snapchat. Uh, I haven't used it in a while, but there it is. And you can go to the Discord if you ask for it in the chat. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right, folks. I hope everybody is ready because today we're going to bring to you our NFL predictions. And I gotta make sure that I get this. Yeah, we got it. How? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so here's how it's gonna work. Thanks to Karmveer Singh, who's on Discord right now. Uh, hmm, I've got this site named playoffpredictors.com, and that's the site I'm going to be using to bring to you the predictions. Big Al is in the chat. God bless you, Big Al. Welcome in. I can't be too loud because my dad is sleeping in the living room. But thank you so much, Big Al. Thank you. Welcome. And are you ready for some NFL goodness? Because next Thursday, actually, the Hall of Fame game is going to be played. Huh, who's going to play in the NFL Hall of Fame game? Okay, so the Lions and the Chargers. Two beautiful teams, I must say so myself. It's going to be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, in case y'all are wondering, on NBC. In a few weeks, I'll make my NFL predictions. I'll be using playoff predictors as well. Absolutely, Big Al. Absolutely. All right. Let me just take a moment and check out something before we start. All right, folks, we're clear to start. And right now, at number one in the chat rankings, we've got Big Al Williams. Not sure if anybody noticed, but on YouTube, you could actually get a crown and be ranked. Too bad we're not face to face. That way I could give each and every one of them a reward. But here we are, folks. Let's get this show on the road. Let me disable this first. Okay. And let me switch this so we can show Chrome. There it is. Okay. Hopefully it's not going to falter on me and slow down. But here we are. Are you ready, kids? Well, not kids, but crew. Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. No, what did I do? Here we go, folks. Let's start with week one. The preseason means nothing other than who's getting cut and who's staying as the team depth. All right, week one. Kansas City Chiefs take on the Los Angeles Chargers at uh, in Brazil, actually. Or you know what? Does it not allow me to sort it by scheduled game? Oh well. I want to start with the Cowboys and the Eagles first, though. Okay, Big Al is ready, and everybody else, I hope, is ready as well. So let's start with week one. My team against Big Al's team, Cowboys and Eagles. I mean, what else can I say? The Philadelphia Eagles coming off a Super Bowl championship. I'd say due to the surroundings that they already have, yes, they lost C.J. Gardner Johnson. Um, they lost him. That's one of their losses. But I still think the Eagles are a pretty good team, if not one of the top teams in the NFC. The Cowboys have a lot to prove. They got a new head cockroach in Brian Schottenheimer. Yes, he is the son of or Marty Schottenheimer, I believe. Um, one of the greatest. But, you know, Rome isn't built in one day. We still have a few people they need to consider. Mozzie Smith has not been a go as far as I'm concerned. Will they be able to roll with Mozzie Smith, or will they get some more out of their nose tackling? So therefore, it could be close because it is divisional, but I'll go with the Eagles to kick off and to get the first win in the NFL in 2025. SV banner getting raised at the link. Yeah, I heard lots of great things about that stadium. One of the things is that it's powered by renewable energy, by solar panels, I believe. Same thing as Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. I'll be expecting 70,000 plus people in South Philly on September the 4th. Wow. Quite potentially even more than any. Um, I don't know what to say, but yeah, that's going to be a lot. Let's go over to Friday, and from there we'll tackle on uh, the the NFC or AFC, sorry. So here we have the Chiefs and the Chargers on Friday night. One trend that I notice is that the Chiefs, um, I don't know, it kind of feels like the Chiefs have some sort of softness to them that causes them to not be as focused in the first week. In the two seasons that they lost the Super Bowl, it was different. Against the Texans, they won that game, and they won that nail biter against the Ravens, where Isaiah Likely stepped out of bounds with a toe out of bounds, and uh, he almost had the touchdown on his feet. But unfortunately, it was overturned. So that being said, they're still pretty good, and I expect it to be close. But I think the Chargers will enjoy this bit of success early on. Just a disclaimer, though, I am not quite as familiarized with what each team has done this time. I've disconnected myself off of that. Um, I don't know why, but you know, it is what it is. And to be honest, I don't think the Cowboys will be as bad as many people are making them out to be. Yeah, I think I'll be patient with Brian Schottenheimer. It's a first time gamble, and we have no idea what he's going to bring. But like I said, being from the Schottenheimer family of coaches, maybe that says something. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see what he proved to us, but I don't think the Cowboys will be terrible per se. I just think they'll be eh, a meh team. Um, maybe if they make the playoffs, they'll make some noise, but we will see about that. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, like a pig. Pittsburgh. I'm just joking. Pittsburgh, which was my accident at first, but Pittsburgh's Steelers and the Jets. Um, I got Pittsburgh. I got the Steelers winning. The Jets, you can say they have Garrett Wilson, they have Sauce Gardner, but at the end of the day, they just keep faltering. I'll go with the Steelers. Um, Dolphins at Colts. This one's a little tricky. I don't know why, but I'll go with the upset. I'll pick the Colts. It just feels like one of those off guard gypsies that occurs to the Colts, or occurs to the Dolphins, rather, and they won't be prepared for the Colts. Maybe it's a one time thing with the Colts. We'll have to see. But yeah, he might bring intensity like his dad did. Well, he's already bringing intensity. He called out a Cowboys player for being late, for arriving late, and that's one thing. Bengals at Browns. I'll pick the Browns to win this one, and I'll pick the Bengals to win the other one, honestly. Where is the Browns? Here we go. A potential Bengals playoff clinching game. Come on now. Um, conference, division, or back to that. Yeah, there we go. Las Vegas Raiders at the Patriots. Huh. I don't know why, but I think the Raiders will take this one. I guess they have a bit of a history of owning the Patriots. Yes, the Patriots are improved, but I think Um, huh. Yeah, I'll pick the Raiders. They've honestly had the Patriots number lately, as far as I could tell. Tennessee Titans at the Broncos. I'll pick the Broncos. Why not? Ravens versus Bills. To me, the Bills have like a history of starting out sluggish throughout the first few weeks and then slowly picking up. So, although I know it's at home, Baltimore's not too far actually. At least not as far as Buffalo to Miami and drastically different. So, I wouldn't expect it to be terribly bad in Buffalo, in an environment like Buffalo, which I believe, I don't know. I'm just picking the Ravens. The Ravens, I trust more. Panthers, Jaguars. Hmm. I'll pick uh, no, I'll pick the Jaguars. They're more seasoned. You could say that the Panthers are building something, I guess, culture. I don't know, but the Jaguars are the more reliable of the bunch. Texans at the Rams. I'm picking the Rams, believe it or not. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll pick the Texans. I think they're going to be one of those teams that show instant impact with what they did in the draft. I know Mitch has talked a lot about the Texans' defense being a huge wrecker, and combine that with CJ Stroud and this offense, I think the Texans. We have the Cardinals and the Saints. I'll pick the Cardinals. They're a rather sneaky team. Like, they're not bad enough to be considered awful, but they often fall short of glory. That's how I see them. But they'll easily handle the Saints, I believe. Especially now that Derek Carr is gone. Falcons at Bucks. I'll put the Bucks. They're a consistently good team. Nothing too special for a playoff team, but they're very much a playoff contender. By the way, I don't feel that any of these things are making sense. Nothing what I say. Giants at Commanders. I'll pick the Commanders. That being said, since it is a divisional game, uh, I'll pick the Giants to win at home there. Oh, they even come off a bye. Go figure. What a coincidence. 49ers against the Seahawks. I'll pick the Seahawks to win. I think Kyle Shanahan and the Niners start out pretty slow, and they might not be as impressive during the regular season, but when it comes to playoff time, they're much more proactive. Now, that being said, all of them will win. All of them will win at home. Lions at Packers. Um, that's a tough one. I guess I'll go Lions. The Lions have done well in Green Bay, but they've always, in the short term rather, they have struggled against the Packers at home. So I'll give the Packers that win again in Detroit. I think the Rams beat the Texans, but it will keep close. I believe that Houston's defense will keep it close. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Hmm. Minnesota versus Chicago. I'll give I'll give the Vikings the win. I think it'll be a closer game rather than a sound game. That's just what I think. But let's say JJ McCarthy proves to be a good quarterback at least, good enough to get the Vikings a win. Some of these might be instant successes. These rookies might be instant successes, and they might fall down. Oh, what are we doing? And I think they'll be good in a short term, but we'll see. You know how I said Buffalo starts off slow? I think the Bills will be slow again, slow enough to make them sort of question. That's just how I feel they start off, and how many of these playoff teams start off at first. I'll give the Jets the benefit of the doubt for this only instance. It'll be close because it is a divisional game, but I don't know. It's just that sudden itch that I feel. Hmm. Patriots at Dolphins. Hmm. Patriots, Dolphins. I'll give the Dolphins a win. They need a win. Going into Miami and losing, er, and yeah, it doesn't help. Going into Miami doesn't really help matters, but let's see how their schedule looks. Yeah, I'll give them the win at the end, at least for now. Let's go back to this. Um, Jaguars versus the Bengals. I got the Bengals. Their offense is top notch. We know that. I'm not sure what's happening with Trey Hendrickson in that drama, but I think they'll be good enough to at least get a close win. Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Huh. I'll get the Ravens a win. And since it is divisional, well, let's see where the Ravens play them at their home. Or do they? Yes, they do. Actually, we'll leave that. Uh, we'll come back to that. Broncos at the Colts. Okay, Broncos win. Chargers at the Raiders. I guess I got the Chargers. Wait, no. No, I'll give this one to the Ravens. This one only. Inter-conference matchups. The Rams and the Titans. I'll give the Rams something. Metro, God bless you. Welcome in. How's it going? Bro, I've been studying at work and I'm so bored, bro. Wow. Finally, they're giving you some peace at least. Uh, or wait, no. So you have to work and you're studying? Or has work been a little lighter on your end so that way you can study? And also, how's your studying going? Is it going well? Are there any subjects or topics that are of great importance that you're struggling with? Let me know, bro. Oh, we got a Seahawks versus Steelers rematch of 2006, I believe. Or no. Well, yes, it was played in 2006. It was for the 2005 season, but it was in 2006. I remember a lot of people talking about the block below the waist. That was controversial. Hmm, interesting. This could be an either or thing. I'll guess the Seahawks. There's nothing to do at work, so I'm studying for my cert exam. Oh, okay. So finally, the peop the finally work has given you peace. Finally, they have allowed you to relax a little bit. You still have this exam, but it's a much needed break from the constant. Oh, this guy called me, and now he's acting like he knows everything, and it's making me riled up and all that. Yeah, which hopefully nothing like that. None of those calls come in the middle of your study. So, how's your studying going, bud? Is your study going well, or are you struggling in anything? Let us know, brother. Eagles at the Chiefs. Um, yeah, I'll pick the Eagles. Uh, wait, no, hold on. It's going to be either America's Game of the Week or it's going to be uh, it's either going to be on CBS or Fox as one of the late games. I'm not too sure. Uh, like part of me wants to say the Eagles, they're good on paper, but there's also the narrative that the Chiefs have. Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs. They want to get revenge for the Super Bowl loss, and they get it here. Do I think it'll be close? Yes, I do. But something about this whole narrative of the Super Bowl loss has me thinking the Chiefs want to get something across. Bucks versus Texans. I got the Texans. I think the Texans are going to grow strong as an offense, or sorry, as a defense, I rather. And yes, Baker Mayfield, you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin. They're a consistent team, but I think this is one of their battles that they lose. It might be a shootout, or maybe not. I guess there'll be a more like slightly above average scoring game. But I think there will be a takeaway from the defense of the Texans that will nudge them to victory. Commanders at Packers. For some reason, it feels like the Packers start off slowly. But you know what? I'll give them the victory. I think the Commanders, I was about to say Redskins, they will get a hiccup for whatever reason. Giants and Cowboys, I think the Cowboys take this one. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, mini buy. Okay. If you look at every quarterback in the NFL, only Jalen Hurts has beaten Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, and Jackson. He's 5-3-1 against those four quarterbacks. And you know what? If the Eagles play any of those quarterbacks, I'll be sure that the Eagles beat two at least of the remainders. 49ers against the Saints? I'll give the Saints the victory. Bears at the Lions. Yeah, I think the Lions are going to win this one. Ben Johnson. I forgot. I forgot Ben John. No, wait. No, 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 no. I think Ben Johnson gets instant revenge on the Lions. It's not that the Lions are better than the Bears. It's just that Ben Johnson prepares so much um for this game. I think he's going to win that one. Cardinals versus the Panthers. Hmm. I'll give the Panthers a victory. And Falcons and Vikings, I'll give the Vikings one. Um, Dolphins at the Bills. Guess what? I'm giving the Bills a loss because they start out slow always. And does not look good for them, but surely they are set to bounce back. Colts at the Titans. I'll actually give the Titans a victory right here, just as a signature Cam Ward victory. Steelers at Patriots. I think the Patriots will grow on later, but we'll see. Steelers so far are winning. Steelers are one of those teams that I expect to get their victories earlier in the season. Texans, Texans, I believe, are going to win against the Jaguars. But the Jaguars are going to win against the Texans on the second go around. Broncos at Chargers. I think the Broncos have the Chargers number early in the season, so I'll give them the win. Bengals at Vikings. I hate to say this, but uh, Vikings. I I don't know why. Jets at the Buccaneers. The binoculars. That's what Adam says. The Tampa Bay binoculars. Raiders and the Commanders. Hmm. Oh, I think the Commanders win this one. The Packers and the Browns. Yeah, Packers are winning that one. And the Chiefs will win against the Giants. I don't think it'll be a pretty win, but I think it'll be a win regardless. That being said, I think the Ravens beat the Lions, and surely the Panthers. Or oh my goodness, I was thinking about the name Philadelphia. I don't know why the Panthers came. Maybe because they're right below it. No, the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. Well, fly Eagles fly and stalk the Rams, make them as prey. Big battle, big rematch. But I think the Eagles are too good to let that go. I'll give the Panthers a win. I think the Falcons, believe it or not, are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Seahawks win. Uh, Cardinals win early, and the Cowboys win this one. Oh, I forgot to say though. I think did we miss a United Kingdom game? Nope, we did not. Well, here we have the Vikings and the Steelers playing in Ireland. Seahawks at the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win that. Cardinals, I think, much like the Steelers, crunch out their early victories and then fall down the rest of the way. Vikings, Steelers, I think the Steelers win this one. But then again, the fan base will be different. Maybe that plays a factor. Because at least in Pittsburgh, you have the terrible towel crew joining in. And I still think they win, though. It'll be one of those victories that the Steelers gain. I think the Texans win. Ravens at the Chiefs. I'd say they win against the Chiefs, but I'm not certain. Jets at the Dolphins. Did I have the Jets playing the Dolphins yet? No. Huh. I think the Dolphins are kind of weak, much weaker than other uh, times. So I guess I'll put the Jets to win. Now that being said, I'll give the Dolphins the other half of the cheese, and they win. Matty Eberflus returning to Chicago in Week 3. Oh yeah, expect a signature Matt Eberflus win there against the Bears. He's now part of the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for reminding me, Big Al. Bengals, Broncos. I had the Bengals winning. It just feels like they're going to be a dynamic offense there. Much more dynamic than what Bo Nix can offer. Patriots win, improved it 2-3. I think they have another game that I picked earlier, but we'll see. Or maybe not. Chargers, Giants. I'll pick the Giants to upset the Chargers for whatever reason. And the Bills will win this one and get their first victory of the season. Detroit wins, LA wins, 49ers win. And I think the Bears get another win out of that. And I think the Eagles will beat the Bucks too. Because why not? I think the Commanders beat the Falcons. Oh, great. Oh, baby. Here we go. Cowboys win. I think the Cowboys are going to get their first victory in a while against the Packers. I don't know why. The Packers. The Packers have had the Cowboys number for a while. It could either be they stick with that or they finally beat them. And I think the Cowboys will beat them. I don't know why, but that's what I say. Half of the week 4 slate is AFC versus NFC. Oh yeah. 4 over here, 8 over here. 4, 8. Yeah, you're right. Exactly half of it. I know people are going to say the Packers have beaten the Cowboys for the last couple of years. And if you pick the Packers, I agree. That's nothing to be, uh, that's nothing to rebuke. Quite honestly, it's very probable that that happens again. But I just say, at some point, the Packers are going to feel fatigued, especially early in the season. And I think the Cowboys will capitalize on that. Notice how I'm not even mentioning players, I just mentioning the teams themselves and their tendencies. By the way, Eagles and Chiefs is on Fox in week 2, and the whole country is going to get that game. Huh. Eagles and Chiefs week 2. Yeah, isn't that right, Big Al? It almost feels like Sunday Night Football before Sunday Night Football, doesn't it? We're on to week 5. Texans at the Ravens. I think the Texans will hand. No, no, I still trust the Ravens. I think they'll go on for a while and win games and go undefeated for only a matter of time. After that, they'll fall back to earth. I think they're that team. This Ravens team is that team for me. Oh, a hurricane update. Um, okay. Raiders, Colts. I think the Raiders are more the trusty of a team. I'll pick the Bills to win against the Patriots and the Chiefs to beat the Jags. I'll put the Vikings to win, Cowboys to win, Eagles. Yes, only one loss, and the Dolphins. I'll give them a win, and Titans versus Cardinals. I'll pick the Cardinals. I said Cardinals. There we go. Chargers, Commanders. I'll give the Chargers a win. They need this win badly, and I think that's when they win. And for the Dolphins, the Dolphins are here. The Lions and the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win. Yeah, they're going to win. Well, actually, no, I think the Bengals are still not matured enough. So I'll let the Lions have that victory. 49ers, Rams. Honestly, the Rams have had the Niners number for quite a while. I'll give them the win. Or no. I oh no 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 no. I'm completely wrong. I'll give the Niners the win. This win only. The Niners are the one that had the Rams number until last year when everything exploded. Isn't that the case? But I think now it is more finely tuned, and the Rams now have a say against the Niners. I'll give the Giants a win. I'll give the Seahawks a win. They need it badly, and they get it there. I know, probably for you, Big Al, nothing of what I'm saying is making sense. So, yeah, I do apologize. McVay basically owns the Niners. Oh, frick. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I was thinking about 2020, and I don't know. I'm sorry. I need to get more in touch, but I think the Niners, it's one of their instances where they get an early win right there. and they build up slowly. We'll see what happens. Jeez, jeez. I'm so sorry, but uh, Broncos and Jets. It's in London, or is it in London? I'm not too sure. It's in the UK, so Jets. Jets take the win for some reason. I think the Cleveland Browns get their second victory. Or no, I'll pick the Steelers to win this one, and the Browns win at home, I think. Jeez. Uh, um, get that out of the way. Oh my goodness, no, man. Okay, I don't know. McVay basically owns the Niners. Yeah, lately, yes. Um, but I do think the Niners will make an early statement first. For this game, the Dolphins and the Chargers. I think this is where the Dolphins start falling down to earth. The Chargers get that win. Titans, Raiders. I'll pick the Titans for the upset, just for giggles. Seahawks, Jags. I'll take the Seahawks. Rams and the Ravens. I'll pick the Rams. How about that? I think the Rams will give them their first loss of the season early on. And then as for the Cards and the Colts, I think the Cardinals will beat them. hmm Patriots beat the Saints, even though it's the Superdome, which has some fans there. I don't know. I don't know. I just think they'll win. Bengals at Packers. I think the Bengals win this one, to be honest. I don't know why, but I just Lions at the Chiefs. Believe it or not, I think the Lions might own the Chiefs number. I don't know why, but I think they do. It's not something we've seen, but it's something we have surely uh might see right there against here on Sunday this is a Sunday night football game. Okay. Bills beat the Falcons. Believe it or not, I don't have the Eagles losing any particular games that I can think of, except for one early in the season. So you got that. Niners at the Bucks. I think they'll get humbled. I think they're gonna come out with the victory. Cowboys, Panthers. I got the Cowboys, honestly. Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. Ben Johnson will try to get his team into a big time win, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think the Commanders are good enough to go along. Cowboys are 5-1. I didn't notice that. How's Big Al doing? He's doing very good. I can tell. You know, we've got week 7, Steelers, Bengals. I got the I got the Bengals. Uh, and I'll give the Patriots a win right there. I'll be generous. Where's the Bills? Are they on a bye? Yeah, they're on a bye. All right. Oh no 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 no. I think the Chiefs win against the Raiders. They'll be one of those teams that the Raiders will be one of those teams that gives them good fights, but they fall at the end. Dolphins, Cleveland's. I'll give the Browns a win. How does that sound? I think the Dolphins are primed to be in a weak spot. Colts, Chargers, Colts and Chargers. I. I'll give the Chargers a win. Or no, actually, I'll give the Colts a win just for the giggles. I think they're primed to have an upset right there. We've got another new international game, which is in England. We've got the Jags, presumably at Wembley Stadium. Or, I don't know where exactly, but it's somewhere in England. Rams, Jags. I think the Jags win for some reason. It feels like every time they win, it they have the Lord on their side. So yeah, it's not just not luck, not magic. It's the Lord. Panthers at the Jets. Do I want to give the Jets a win? Nah, let's go with this team, the Panthers. And as for this game, Giants, Broncos. Broncos win, but it'll be close. Texans at the Seahawks. I got the Texans winning. They're off a bye. They're primed. Philadelphia Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings. Huh. Okay. Um, yeah, I think the Eagles win. Even though the Vikings are on a bye, I think they'll win. Saints, the Bears, Saints, Bears, Saints and Bears. I'll give the yeah, Bears are gonna win. And the Cardinals are gonna get beaten by the Packers. The Washington Commanders, I believe, will win this game. We'll hold off on what's going on later on this season or later, but I think the Commanders will give them a loss that will make them question their entirety. Falcons, Niners. Yeah, I don't really, I don't really see the Falcons doing anything. Bucks at the Lions. I'll get the Lions a win. Ay. Here we go. And there are the Bills again. Give them a win. Jets at Bengals. Bengals win. The Browns at the Patriots. Patriots win. Titans. Colts. I'll give the Colts a win. Usually the Titans win, but I'll pick the Colts this time. Um, no, you know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I think the Titans are going to win just because of the um, uh, factor they have with Cam Ward. Vikings at the Chargers. I think the Vikings win, honestly. Oh, a D'Amico Ryans rematch. What we've got here, Groove. Uh, what what do we've got? D'Amico Ryans is going to win this one. I'd say so myself. Dolphins at the Falcons. I'll give the Falcons their first win. They need a win. And the Saints beat the Bucks as their first win as well. Uh, yeah, I'll give the Eagles the other win against the Giants. Bears, uh, Ravens. I think the Bears will. It's Ben Johnson will surprise the Bears or the Ravens and defeat them. I don't know why, but that's what I got. And the Broncos beat this team, the Cowboys. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Green Bay Packers. They're coming off a mini bye, so I think they'll win. Washington Commanders at the Chiefs. Do I want to give the Chiefs a win? Do I? Yeah, I'll give the Chiefs the win. And go into week 9. And GG's. I got this hurricane. Early on, I think the Eagles will lose to either Chiefs, Rams, or Bucks. One of those three. Yeah, I picked the Chiefs, and I think I've got them to win the other two. Yeah, I agree. Uh, Ravens against the Dolphins for Thursday night football. Um, I guess they get skid. I'll give the Ravens another loss. This team against this team. The Texans aren't due for a loss, so there they go. And the Chargers need a win right fastly. And the Bills dominate the Chiefs. Well, not necessarily dominate very much per se, but they're usually better than the Chiefs early on, and they get the win. Uh, Jaguars. Jaguars need a win fast, and I think the Colts will upset the Steelers here. I think it's one of their skids that starts to mount up into uh, not that stellar record. The Chicago Bears at the Bengals. Yeah, Bengals win. Patriots defeat the um, Falcons. the Carolina Panthers at the Packers. Yeah, Packers win. The Between these two teams, I think the Lions win. It'll be close, but I think the Lions will get that one. Or maybe no, wait. Yes, yes. That seems good enough. Uh, Niners and Giants. I think I got the Niners here. And likewise the Rams. And I'll give the Seahawks a loss here. Commanders are stellar. Cardinals at the Cowboys. Huh. They've already amassed a big amount of wins. And I do know that the Cardinals usually defeat the Cowboys in any matchup, especially. Oh, this is a Monday night matchup at home. Yeah, that's okay. I'll go with the Cowboys. I think they break that cycle. They might lose some games against different opponents, but I think that against opponents that they usually lose, they will change. Maybe not completely, but we'll test that theory out. But I could see the Cardinals definitely continuing their streak. Raiders and the Broncos. I think the Raiders get this one. And as for this team, Browns. Yeah, I say the Browns win this. Possibly their last win. Hmm. 5-3. Yeah, I got the. Yeah, I think the Bills will slowly come back to earth. Steelers, uh, Chargers. I think the Chargers are more desperate for a win than the Steelers at this moment, so I'll get them the win. And for the Deutschland game, we've got the Falcons and the Colts. I got the Falcons. It's the battle of two doo-doos, and I think this Falcons victory. Ravens at Vikings. Uh, I'll pick the Ravens. I think they're still a good team, but yeah, who knows? Okay, okay, okay. In a few moments, I'm gonna have to leave here, so let's get this quickly. Bucks. I think the Bucks win, and I think the Giants will defeat the Bears for some reason. Don't know why. Saints, Panthers. Uh, I'll pick the Saints. Seahawks. Um, Light. No, I'll pick the Commanders. Uh, and I think no. Yeah, I'll give this team the win, and I'll give the Jets another rare win, and Titans the other division win, and Steelers will win this one. I think. Chargers against the Jags. And Denver Broncos will defeat the Chiefs at home, I think. Yeah, I'll give the Browns a victory. It'll be a hard-fought victory in Minnesota, but then they'll fall to earth against Cleveland. Spanish game. Washington. Um, and then Buffalo beats the Bucks, and they will fall to the Raiders. The Cowboys will. And then Chicago. Yeah, I think Chicago wins. The Falcons beat the Panthers there, and I'll give this Packers victory. Rams. And I'll give the Niners a victory there. And the Eagles, 12. Uh, Houston Texans. Yeah, the Bills win, I think. Colt Chiefs. Uh, I'll give them a upset. Ravens, Raiders. Steelers. Yeah. And I'll give the Jaguars a win. Vikings. Or no, Packers. Lions. And I'll give the Saints a win. And I think the Cowboys will win against the Eagles just as a divisional roundup. Um, I think the Rams will defeat the Bucks. Usually Sean McVay is very upbeat in that department. Oh boy. What else we got? Bengals. Ravens. I got the Bengals. They usually beat the Ravens pretty good. And the Titans will give them a win. They fall to the Colts. And this one, Chargers win. And I think the Bills will be beefed up enough to give the Steelers a loss. Chiefs, Cowboys. Believe it or not, I'm going to say it. Cowboys win. Might sound wrong to say, but I think that's what's going to happen. Now I'm sure we don't give the Chiefs a win. Um, Dolphins, they win. Jets win. No, I think the Falcons will win, actually. And I think they'll lose to the Browns. The Niners will. Yeah, Yakasi. And Giants will defeat them in an upset. Eagles. Bucks. Rams. And Vikings. And 14. I got the Ravens here. I think. See. Yeah. Um. I have to go now, Big Al. So unfortunately, I have to leave here. But part two will be there at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much.